Craigslist, and wake up, and then I go on Craigslist, and then, I look, and I'm like, oh, I'll go here today, so I don't have a car or anything, so I gotta take the fucking bus and shit, and I get on the bus, I go to wherever I'm going, so I see California Pizza Kitchen, they're hired, I'm like, sweet, I just want to work in a restaurant, some dumb fucking job. So like, alright, so I go to California Pizza Kitchen, I take the bus, I transfer like 3 times, I'm like, finally, then I walk like 20 minutes, I get to California Pizza Kitchen, I'm dressed all nice, I'm like, I go in, I'm like, hey, I'm here to fill an application, I saw you guys were hiring for servers, I saw the ad on Craigslist, and they're like, we didn't have an ad on Craigslist. And I'm like, what do you mean? I saw it, I saw it this morning, you got an ad, they're like, no, I mean, you can fill an application, like, you must be talking about the California Pizza Kitchen in Brentwood. I'm like, what do you mean, aren't I in Brentwood? They're like, no, this is the San Vicente Boulevard California Pizza Kitchen. I'm like, yeah, but that's what it said. So that's where it was, San Vicente Boulevard. And they're like, no. That's the one in Brentwood is 30 miles down on this same block. I'm like, what are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, this is 2 California Pizza Kitchens on the same damn block? Give me the fucking application. I'll fill it out. You never look at it. Whatever. Every application counts, I guess, at this point. It's 3 months in. I need a job. I fill it out. I give it to her. Now I'm dressed nice. I get out. My world is crumbling. It's melting in front of me. I don't know what to do because every day now I just spent 2 hours going to the wrong California Pizza Kitchen. I just want to sit down. I can't even find a spot to sit because every stoop I look at, the sprinklers were just fucking on and it's wet and I don't want to get my pants dirty. And it's because I have nice fucking new slacks on that my mom bought me for Christmas. And it's like, so finally, I'm like, maybe I can get there. Maybe I can get to the Brentwood, in time. They said 2 to 4 to come out and fill out the application. I look, hour and a half to get there. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, hour and a half. So I walk back to the bus stop. 20 minutes back to the bus stop. Now I'm starving. I'm in nice clothes for no goddamn reason. I'm like, shit. So I'm standing at the bus stop. I'm starving. I'm just like, finally, thank God, Subway behind me. I go into Subway. I'm like, Januetti, sweet. No, it's not Januetti. It's not any fucking footlong's $5. Any footlong they choose is $5, apparently. So I get my sub. I go back to the bus stop. The bus comes. Now I'm on the bus. I'm pissed off because I transferred 3 times to go to the wrong California Pizza Kitchen, and I'm sitting on the bus with my $9, $5 footlong, and after I had to get the fucking Foos iced tea, and I just want to sit there, and usually I'm good. Usually I'm good with talking to people on the bus. Usually I can I can have a conversation. I'm good. But I'm just not having it today. It's just been a shit show of a fucking day, and I'm sweaty. And I get on the bus. I sit my ass down. I put my headphones in, and I'm sitting in those first. I don't know if you guys take the bus or whatever, but the first 3 seats on the bus. It's like you literally can look at somebody right in front of you on the bus, and it's just like it's like how could you not talk to them? They're sitting. You're facing them. It's like it's inevitable. So the first person that comes on is a little Asian woman. She's got to be 70. I'm like, thank fucking God. She'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I'll put on my headphones. It'll be good to go. And no, right away, she starts fucking yapping and yapping. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, she just starts talking and talking. I have my headphones, and I haven't answered this woman in, like, at least 2 minutes. Like, at least. And I know she's talking to me because she's giving me, like, the proper, like, space in between, like, questions and shit to, like, for me to answer, but I'm not answering, so she just keeps going. 5 minutes have gone by, and finally then she's, like, pointing at me. I take off my earphones. I'm like, what, lady? What do you fucking want? I'm like, everybody on the bus is, like, it just stops and looks at me, and I can feel everybody's, like, heat, like, blasting my cheek of their eyes, just fucking glaring at me. And, like, and the lady just points to her, look back right here, and under her fucking beret, I thought it was for French people. This Asian woman is fucking wearing it, and she just points to that. And it's just a Bluetooth on her back right here. I'm like, fuck, man, I feel like such a dick. Everybody's looking at me. I'm like, fuck this shit. I pull the thing. I'm like 5 blocks away from my house, and I get the fuck off the bus and go fuck home. And it's like, then I'm so upset. A wasted day. Another day of just not getting a job. And then so I go home. I drink myself to sleep. I wake up, and I'm like, and I'm like, oh shit, like I'm hungover as fuck. I'm like, I drank like, I don't even know how many fucking beers and whiskey, whatever. And I wake up the next day and I'm just like, shit, I gotta go. I have another interview. I have an interview. I gotta get there. So I hop on the bus. I'm hungover as fuck. And I'm like, And the fucking sun is just beating me in the face. I can't think or say anything. And I'm like, please God, like nobody get on this bus and start to have a conversation with me. And I'm sitting on the on the bus. And the first stop after I get after I get on the bus, of course, this guy sits the fuck down, and just blasts me with fucking conversation. He's like, I like the weather. I know. He's like, I don't like the weather here. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I get sick a lot. I'm like, oh. He's like, do you like the weather here? I'm like, yeah, I do. I'm from New York. I don't know why I said I'm from New York. Like, that just fucking opens up the conversation to a whole nother fucking spectrum. Like, you could go anywhere with this shit now. And he's just like, well, why do you like the weather here? And I'm like, because it's nice all the time. It never fucking rains. Like, that's why I like the weather here. And he's like, I went to New York once. And I'm like, oh, yeah, really? He's like, yeah, I went a week ago in October. I'm like, guy, it's fucking January. It's 3 months ago. You're totally off. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're right. I went for 1 week in October. I'm like, nice. There you go, dude. You're getting it right now. And he's like, yeah, I'm a Lakers fan. I like the Lakers, but I know why the Lakers aren't good. I'm like, oh, yeah, why? And he's like, because they don't have Kobe and some other guy names and some other guy names and Nash. And I'm like, yeah, they don't have him. And then the conversation stops for like 10 minutes, and then, then he just starts up again. He's staring right at me, and he's like, I know why the Lakers aren't good. They don't have Kobe and some other guy names and some other guy names. And he's like, and I'm like, Steve fucking Nash, you just told me, dude. Like, you just had, like, we didn't have this conversation 10 minutes ago. Come on, man. And finally, my stop comes. I get off the bus. I go into fucking Buca de Beppo's or whatever the Italian restaurant name is. I don't even know. And I go in. I sit waiting for a half hour. And the hostess comes, she gets me, she brings me to the back, I meet the manager, I'm like, hey, my name's Greg. He's like, hey, my name's Greg too. I'm like, fuck, you can't have two Gregs in the same restaurant, this is fucking bullshit. And so we sit down, we do the regular bullshit interview, hey, how you doing, how's your mother, whatever. And then I'm not ready for these improv questions. Usually I'm good on the spot, I keep saying usually, and now it just doesn't seem like usually at all because I'm bringing up this fucking shit. And, usually I'm good with, talking on the fly. I can just, he can ask me a question, I'll say, well, and then I'll just make something up in my head. Right? It doesn't fucking matter. And so he hits me with this question. He's just like, so, tell me a time, you've taken matters into your own hands. And I'm just like, and my brain is like, and I'm like, no, I never have. Nope, never have. And he's just like, really? Like, you've never taken matters into your own hands? Not once. Never. Like, never, you need more butterballs for the fucking bread. You've never tried to make more when we're out of it? Like, come on, you've never taken matters into your own hands. And so, then we keep going with questions. I don't even know why I'm getting asked any more questions at this point. Like, I had no fucking response for a very easy answer. Like, you ever take matters in your own hands? No, I never have. Motherfucker, get the fuck out of the restaurant. Like, you've never taken matters into your own hands. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, how do you come to an interview with that? So then he finally gets to the next question. He's like, so, have you ever lost your temper at work? And I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, oh, I got this one. I'm a winner on this. I'm like, no, I never have. Never lost my temper. And he's like, really? Even I've lost my temper at work. And I'm like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to say to that? Like, you're making me feel like the asshole. Like, I'm making me feel like the asshole? Like, I gotta fucking... Oh, yeah, you know what? Actually, one time, yeah, I flipped off my manager, said, fuck you to everyone in the restaurant, and I walked the fuck out. So the only thing I got out of this whole fucking interview is that the only candidate they want is that they want someone that loses their temper at work and then just takes shit in their own fucking hands. And that's the only thing I got out of this whole fucking interview process, and I'm still looking for a fucking job, and I went the fuck home. Here you go, man.